Hello, everybody, and welcome to Fastlane, here for IWE in Glendale, Arizona, and we're kicking things off tonight with our Tag Team Championship match. I am Jimmy Bly alongside Christopher Pierce, Kyle Matthews, Anthony McCurry. Gentlemen, look who's here to challenge for the titles.
Well, the Young Bucks of all people. This is totally unexpected, at least for me.
For their names, that's Young on the left and Bucks on the right, right?
I believe so. Nonetheless, this is going to be a pretty high-flying tag team match tonight. First match out for Fastlane, and this is going to set the tempo for the rest of the evening. And, you know, the championship, anything can happen, and it usually does. So, have to keep an eye on all the goings-ons inside this ring.
And we have to remember, too, that where Fastlane is positioned right after Elimination Chamber and basically the final stretch of the road to WrestleMania. So any title changes we see here tonight, they're going to be your defending champs when we get to the show of shows.
Absolutely. As we're getting ready and set for our tag team champions, the New Day. Now remember, we saw a bunch of AEW superstars who were entered the Royal Rumble this season, or this year, so it's pretty interesting to see the Young Bucks coming to try to challenge for the tag titles.
Not an easy challenge for them either. The New Day, definitely one of the teams that have been the more dominant in the league. So, what do you think when you have that coming out to the ring? What are you gonna do? How do you defend that?
That's pretty interesting.
They were throwing pancakes the last time we saw them. Now they're throwing boxes of Budios into the crowd.
Kind of strange to say, but you kind of can liken it to The Undertaker's entrance, just in the fact that the entrance alone is mind games. You look at them coming down the ramp, yes, they're wearing the tag team gold, but with this kind of persona, you kind of get the feeling they're not taking it seriously, but as soon as that bell rings, these guys are all business.
So how do you think that Kofi Kingston's going to fare after the last time out? He was in the Elimination Chamber match. He was trying to go to be the first double champ and couldn't do it. But what kind of physical state do you think he's in? Can he be even competitive in this match, you think?
Oh, I'm sure he will be. He's had plenty of time to recover, as everybody that was in an Elimination Chamber match. So I think Kofi's going to be, at 100%, or at least very close to it.
Let's not forget, too, the team that Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston were able to defeat to win these tag team titles. I mean, I'm still flabbergasted, still can't believe it actually happened when they toppled the team of Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So, the Young Bucks, we know that they're very good with team chemistry. We know that they're going to bring a lot to the table, but they're going to have to go through what's been some pretty formidable tag team champions.
Champion.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Championship on the line for tonight. One fall for our championship. And this is, again, going to set the tempo for the rest of the night. Now, Jimmy, I know that Fastlane is directly connected to WrestleMania as far as everybody, who is the champion out of this will definitely, or will most likely be the champion heading into WrestleMania. So how does that get your mind, what headspace you have to be in for this kind of match?
I mean, you've got to. This is the most important pay-per-view next to WrestleMania. This is what can make your WrestleMania dream moment or take it away. So for the New Day, it's all about having a successful title defense. While for the Young Bucks here, it's all about trying to win the titles and go on to WrestleMania, which would be their first ever WrestleMania. So the mindset you got to be in is defense for the New Day. It's all about defense. Just try anything you can. With disqualification still on here in this tornado tag match, tornado tag style match, which is what we have here in IWE. They still have a little bit of champion's advantage.
I feel like we asked this each pay-per-view, because we end up seeing, especially in like the last 2 or 3 pay-per-views, a lot of different wrestlers and teams debuting, but when you look at the Young Bucks and the New Day, neither team have wrestled against each other here in IWE, so does either one of these two teams have an advantage at the beginning of this?
I think the Young Bucks might have a little bit more of an advantage. At least, they've been able to scout the New Day and to try to figure out their style. Whereas the New Day, you know, they really don't have a whole lot to go by to study for the Young Bucks.
You know, Kyle, we got to talk about this too. You have a match later on tonight defending that Intercontinental Championship belt, but you have no idea who your opponent is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going in this about as blind as one can, so.
Right now, it is all Young Bucks. Well, it was all Young Bucks. Now the New Day trying to figure out a way. Oh, huge DDT on the outside of the mat, and that might be good night Xavier. But now up again, trying to get him back in the ring. You have to have a pinfall or submission inside of the ring. So hopefully that they can get them worked out on the outside, and another DDT on the outside.
Now remember, when Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns lost the titles, what did the New Day do? They basically took one component out and focused on one person. That's what the Young Bucks have to do here. It looks like, at least for the moment, Xavier Woods down and out. So if the Young Bucks can get Kofi into the ring, make it a 2v1, they might be able to get the early advantage and maybe be able to win the titles already.
Well, both of the Young Bucks in control of this match. As one of them's in the ring. I'm sorry, I can't tell. I don't know which one is which.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell which. It's almost like an Uso situation. No, which one's Matt and which one's Nick.
Right now, the championship is up for grabs, and right now is looking all Young Bucks because neither Xavier or Kofi can mount any sort of offense against these two. And right now, they're pretty much at the mercy of both of them. And I say that, and all of a sudden, the momentum has shifted. Looks like that they're trying to get them back up, but you got to think that there's been a lot of damage done to both of them at this point.
Yeah, it's getting very close for these guys here. You can see on the bottom of your screen just, you know, Nick Jackson's got some severe body damage there, and Kofi as well. These guys just trying to wear, but they've got to get the action back inside the ring.
Yeah, it's a shame we get all that money for a wrestling ring, and it really hadn't been used a whole lot.
Ooh, nice arm drag takedown there by Xavier Woods.
I'll go out on a limb here too. I think that inside the squared circle is where the New Day need to be. I think that you get more of an advantage if you're the Young Bucks when you take the fight to the outside of the ring. Both Nick and Matt Jackson very adept to Extreme Rules type matches, street fights, those kind of matches. So I think that plays to their strengths if they're able to be outside the ropes.
All right, I think I figured this out. Nick Jackson is in the ring, getting pinned there by Xavier Woods, who then kicks out. So Matt Jackson's on the outside, Nick Jackson's on the inside.
And Charles Jackson's in Connecticut.
And Xavier Woods with a huge leg drop on the inside of the ring is going to go for the cover, only gets a 2 count. But now the momentum seems to be shifting towards the New Day, and a huge drop.
I swear, looking at the attire for the Young Bucks, kind of reminds me of Brazongo a little bit.
It really does.
That stuff with their legs.
Oh, another leg drop there by Xavier Woods.
He didn't stay down long from his combat either. Now going back up to the top rope, but gets taken down. Now Kofi Kingston, the only one of the aforementioned champions, still standing. But now, what do you have to be going through? And we were talking about earlier how Kofi Kingston might have some scars left over from the Elimination Chamber. How much do you think that's coming into play right now?
Oh, probably a lot. We have a submission attempt, armbar submission there on Kofi. Kofi who gets out of it.
I mean, Kyle brought up the point, you know, obviously there's been time between the Elimination Chamber and now for Kofi Kingston to be able to recover, but, you know, those scars don't always heal right away, so there still could be a little bit of underlying injury there from what he went through inside that steel structure, and you got to wonder if the Young Bucks, if they've been able to kind of zone in on any particular body part that they're seeing a weakness in.
Hurricane Rana there by one of the Young Bucks, and just look at him.
It's been all Young Bucks pretty much since the onset of the match, and they just continue.
Xavier Woods has been eliminated. Oh, here's that 2-on-1 situation.
So with one down, one left to go, we might see a title change on the first match of the evening.
Oh, what a move there by, I believe that might have been Nick Jackson.
The way that the Young Bucks have been able to just use the entire ring, use the entire outside of the ring as well in order to get what they need to do. Oh, here comes, looks like that Xavier back into the match with a snap duplex.
They tried to go for the super kick.
Well, the air's been knocked out anyway.
Oh, and a
the
huge,
first-
huge counter. It might be into. Never mind. I thought he was going to go for a submission. Down for a pinfall, though. 1. Can he get 2? Can he get 3? Oh, it was so close, though. That would have been a retention.
Oh, and a power bomb to the corner of the ring out on the outside. Kofi Kingston.
Closer near fall than what we just saw.
Oh, we got another cover. Xavier Woods. Referee took a little bit of time getting over there.
Oh, he got him.
They got
He
it.
did get him though.
And Kofi was able to stop the other Young Buck from breaking up the count.
Now that is a comeback that I didn't see happening. They looked like they were down and out in the middle of the match, and then out of nowhere, just mounted some offense. It was enough to get the win.
I don't know who's going to be challenging them for the tag team titles at WrestleMania, but my advice, look out, because these guys, they're on fire right now.
Absolutely. Francesca the Third. Boy, when these guys like to celebrate, they celebrate, I'll tell you.
Well, they just retained the championship, and it looks like they were down and out. I wouldn't be too sad about that in any regard, but first night or first match, first championship retained. We got a lot more championship matches coming up, though.
Hey, up next up, I believe we are switching gears to the Women's Championship match, which is a triple threat match.
We saw a fantastic Women's Championship bout last time out at the Elimination Chamber. And throw another one in the mix. We got a triple threat, so this should be, 3 times the fun.
Here comes the EST of IWE, Bianca Belair. Big opportunity for her tonight.
I think we should all grow our hair that long.
How you have fun with that?
My hair doesn't grow out, it just piles along. It might.
Oh, so you could be No Way Jose.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Christopher, you're pretty close to that already anyway.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
My question is, does she just not cut her hair since she was born?
I don't know. That's a very good question.
Why don't you go down there and ask her?
I'm not a journalist.
Yeah, he's better at being behind the table.
Yeah.
First competitor, Bianca Belair. She is one of the more deadly women out on the roster right now, so I'd be watching my back. She could be a favorite for this championship.
That's very true.
Oh,
wow.
Man.
Well, I said that before I knew who the other 2 opponents
Yeah,
were.
you talk about a deadly woman. Got the Nightmare Rhea Ripley.
So we might be seeing a different story now.
We saw soon to see the champion Jessica Shelton defend her title at Elimination Chamber against debuting Eve Torres, but I think it's safe to say, guys, since winning the championship, this is going to be the toughest battle for Jessica Shelton, and as you alluded to, Jimmy, the odds are not in Shelton's favor because with it being a triple threat, the champion does not have to be in the decision.
Absolutely. That's triple threat rules there.
Rhea Ripley being into this match, it kind of puts both women on notice. She is one of the more dominant ones in the Raw. I was going to say that Bianca was, but I guess I'm going to change my mind now. But yeah, Jessica, Bianca, watch your back.
Both of these women are here. Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, former WWE Women's Champions, so they know what it's like to hold the gold. And here comes the champ.
Let's bring up the point real quickly here too. I mean, we talked about this back at the Elimination Chamber, but we know who won the Royal Rumble. We know who's waiting in the wings at WrestleMania. Nia Jax going to be going up against one of these 3 women's by the time we get to the WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Doing her homework in the back, hoping that. Well, who would you want to face if you were Nia Jax? All fairness to Jessica Shelton, I kind of would want to bet my odds against her rather than someone else like, Rhea Ripley. But this could be valuable for Nia Jax to kind of get some scope on who her potential opponent is, and if I can't really make a guess on who I really want to rather fight in that one, though.
If there were any other competitor that had won the Royal Rumble, I would agree with you that they might look at Jessica Shelton as the one they would want to face, but this is Nia Jax we're talking about. It doesn't matter if it's Shelton or Bianca Belair or Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax towers over all three of them, so I'm not necessarily certain she cares who's going to get the championship here tonight.
And I don't know why they would want to look at Jessica Shelton as an easier competitor. I mean, you got to remember, she beat Charlotte Flair, of all people, to become the women's champion, and then defeated a debuting Eve Torres last week, or last pay-per-view, so...
Oh, immediately going after the big gun, too.
Yeah, going right after Rhea Ripley.
Already a pin!
Cover.
Yeah.
The funny part about it here, too, is, you know, normally you would look at Rhea Ripley as the powerhouse in this triple threat match, but I'd say in terms of strength, I think all three of these wrestlers are quite equal.
Ripley had gone for a cover herself, couldn't quite get it. Now goes to work on Bianca. Oh, a huge kick down in the center of the mat. Now goes back onto the champion with a snap and a huge kick to the back.
Hammering away at Shelton is Rhea Ripley. Now she turns her attention to Bianca Belair.
Oh, huge slam down on the mat. And now immediately into a cover. Only kick out at one.
See, and that's an example of the champion not having to be involved.
Triple threat rules. Anything goes in this match, too. No disqualifications, and a nice kick there by Ripley. Now turns her attention to Shelton and puts her in, looks like a
guillotine.
Guillotine, yeah.
Guillotine already applied to the champion, but the champ rolls out of it now, trying to get with a counter of her own. It has been all Rhea Ripley on offense with a huge spear down to the mat.
Bianca now back into the match here.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley realizing that Bianca got back in. Bianca had been disposed of to the outside for a brief time, and now there you see Ripley is out there, so that gives an opportunity for either Shelton or Bianca Belair to have the advantage of a one-on-one matchup. They don't have to worry about that third competitor being in there. Look at this strength by Bianca Belair.
Oh, a huge drop to the mat
The EST, one of those is strongest. Self-proclaimed, but, you know, doing a good job. Oh, my God, look at that spear by Ripley out of nowhere, taking out Belair.
And now Ripley with a huge shot to the back of Belair. Ground and pound technique on the mat now. Turns her attention. Well, it looks like she was going to turn her attention back to the champ, but back to Belair goes Ripley. Setting up a move. Oh, and a huge drop onto the knee, and there comes Jess.
Yeah, you saw right there. That was very smart. Shelton waited until Ripley had done the damage to Bianca Belair and then took the opportunity to pounce.
That's what a triple threat's all about. Just trying to find that right opportunity to pounce and take advantage of a situation. Hey guys, there by Rhea Ripley, who has been extremely impressive in this match so far.
Let's not forget, the winner of this match will go on to WrestleMania to face Nia Jax for that title.
Got a cover here.
Broken up by Ripley, no surprise there. Now Belair tries to work on to Ripley, but now a counter of her own. You gotta think. Oh, huge kick. It has been all Rhea Ripley on offense, and it's still all Rhea Ripley on offense.
Surprised that Rhea Ripley's not tried going for a cover on Bianca Belair yet. Now,
Rhea Ripley's eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
She is. How about that?
Bianca Belair is a former Royal Rumble winner, now that you mentioned it.
Now Jessica Shelton goes to work on Belair. The back, trying to work it up. You'd think that might be trying to pull off a submission later on, but now Belair wisely steps out of the ring, back inside. And we're going to play a little do-si-do as Belair goes for...
Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, the KOD!
Yes, of death.
But just in the ring, she can't exactly go for a cover on Rhea Ripley.
Very bad timing there for Bianca Belair. You're right, with Shelton still upright in the center of the ring.
DDT, nicely done there by Shelton. Has an opportunity.
Oh, this is it. This should be the opportunity for sure. Bianca's on the outside. Ripley is down and out in the center.
She nailed the elbow drop.
Still has not gone for the cover.
I'm surprised about that.
Feels that it might not be enough, though. Rhea Ripley hasn't had that much offense on herself. She's been pretty much dealing out the damage so far in this match. I don't think that a pinfall would be
German
possible
suplex
right now.
Oh,
But
whoa.
after that, it might be.
Spear to the outside by Rhea Ripley.
Into the ring, just taking some time to rest here. Not a bad strategy there by Belair. Now she goes after Ripley. As Jessica Shelton, the champion, is down on the outside.
Good bench press slam there. Bianca goes for the cover on Rhea Ripley. Only gets a 1 count.
You have to do more damage to Ripley if you're going to get her out this early on in the match. As Shelton gets up on
Look
the
at
outside.
this.
The strength of Belair parading around the ring. When just a drop to the back, and now here comes Shelton to try and capitalize.
That was a dead lift. Ripley was lying flat
Guillotine,
on the
guillotine submission. Guillotine submission on Bianca. Will Bianca tap out?
referee Ernest right in position to see if Bianca Belair submits.
This could be for the champion. No, she says no.
Look at
She
Bianca power out of that.
musters the strength and power drives onto the mat. Ripley's back up. Here comes Belair again, trying to deposit Shelton.
Snake eyes into the corner.
Shelton saw that as an opportunity after Belair was able to basically,
Ooh.
bench press Rhea
Oh.
Ripley there, but
I'm
not
not
able to
sure what kind of a move that. I'm not sure what kind of a move that was, but look at Rhea. Rhea looking for something. Ooh.
cover by Ripley.
immediately. Only a
Shelton
2 count.
kicking out at
Tell you, Ernest Wright's getting the best seat in the house right now.
I'm telling you, this is a hell of a match.
Oh, Bianca with the chop block. Chop right to the knee.
Very smart. Take away the legs of Rhea Ripley. That takes away a lot of her offense.
It's a 15-yard penalty right there, but
Onto the cover, only a 1 count.
Wrong sport, Kyle. Wrong sport.
no.
Belair trying to size up Rhea. Got to think of what she can do to get some damage done to the one who's been the most dominant in the match. But Belair has all of a sudden shifted the momentum, is working on some offense of her own.
Oh!
Well, that's
Uses
a
her hair.
huge jab. Now that she's got her in the center of the ring pretty much all by themselves, well, they were until Shelton got in, but that was the time to work on some damage, and now here comes Shelton. Belair backs away. They know who the
Big
biggest threat is
neck-breaker.
right now.
Big time
Shelton
neck
with
breaker
the cover.
finish.
That's where the
Belair
truth
there to
ends.
break up the
Was not a chance there that Belair
Whoa,
was
what
going to
a-
let Shelton sneak in for that pin.
big kick there by Bianca.
Now a shot from Shelton down. Oh, and flip into a
Cover.
pin. What can she get out of 2? And a, oh,
Wow.
goodness. If it was any closer, this match would have been over.
Absolutely exciting. Bianca fighting for the championship here.
She can smell it too. She knows that she's
Oh.
right there. She has it within reach if she can get
Oh,
the pin,
Ripley's
but
up.
Rhea's up. That might have been it, but Ripley with a timely recovery gets up now, picks up Belair.
Ripley. Oh, a brainbuster style suplex. Goes for the cover on Bianca.
We have a new champion.
Rhea Ripley able to get it done in a very competitive triple threat match.
Kyle, you better go get yourself prepared for your match.
You got it.
Well, Nia Jax, there you go. Is your WrestleMania moment going to turn into a nightmare?
Well, while Kyle leaves us here at the announce table to get ready for his match, Rhea Ripley celebrating in the ring, new women's champion.
That was
Got-
dominating.
That was an incredible match.
If it was only one woman doing offense basically the entire match, at the end of it, you kind of sense that, you know, the closest they were getting with the covers were only at 1. So that late in the match and that much stamina, that was pretty much a given from the onset.
I can't wait, guys. I know who Kyle's opponent is for tonight, and I can't wait for you guys to see who it is. It's time. The Intercontinental Championship match. You guys excited?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want to see my best friend decapitated.
Oh my goodness. He's back.
It can't be, right? That's the wrong Titantron.
There's no way. It is. It's
Oh
him.
my goodness.
The immortal Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan is fighting for the Intercontinental Championship tonight. Could you have ever scripted this?
I don't know. I think Kyle might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, okay, hold on though. Let's just remember that we gave him very minimal odds in Elimination Chamber last month, and what happened? He ended up defeating not only 4 superstars, but also the defending Intercontinental Champions. So, while Hulk Hogan for certain has a resume as long as your arm and he's popular beyond all belief, I'm not going to say that Kyle is doomed at this point in time yet.
I mean, that's very true.
It is true. We did.
Kyle is a scrapper, that's for sure. Except if you get him in the ring with Kane or The Undertaker.
Or Charles Robinson.
Or Charles Robinson.
But now Hulk Hogan. Let's see if he can add this to his win list.
I don't think Hulk Hogan was ever Intercontinental Champion.
Well, the immortal Hulk Hogan makes his, I don't know if this is his debut or return.
Yeah, it would be his debut.
His debut onto IWE. He's been around the block quite a bit too. His resume is super stacked. Can he add an IWE Intercontinental Championship to his resume? This is going to be a fun match.
Hey, to Planet Pancakes across from his restaurant down in Orlando.
He doesn't have a restaurant. He has
That's something.
He has a t-shirt shop. Actually, it's called a surf shop.
Well, Kyle, this is your match.
Let's see what he can do here.
Brand new Intercontinental Champion coming off the heels of the Elimination Chamber. Won it in an Elimination Chamber match, and he wasn't the last one to come out. He had to fight his way through a lot of opponents in order to do it. I think he came in 3rd in that match, so, no stranger to pressure, but I don't know what Elimination Chamber with a few people is one thing, but now you're going up against a legend. How do you take that?
I have no idea, but we're going to find out whether or not he's ready for it. Kyle might have to go a little Super Saiyan to keep that Intercontinental Championship around his waist.
Now I understand what he meant when he said his hair grows up. Up and blonde, apparently.
Could be a one-fall bout for the Intercontinental Champion. And again, like you go through the stats of these two men, one is a little bit more favored to win this match, but again, we saw the unpredictability of the Elimination Chamber a month ago. This is not going to be any different. And if I were Kyle Matthews, I think that I would do exactly what I did in the Elimination Chamber. Just pick your moments and go for it.
And let's also remember here, Jimmy, how Hulk Hogan ended up being the opponent for Kyle Matthews here tonight. If I'm not mistaken, there was actually a tournament that went on to determine who was going to be the #1 contender. And, who were some of those names that were in that tournament?
You had the likes of AJ Styles. Who else was it? It was AJ Styles. You had Cesaro was in it. You had Kevin Owens. You've had Bobby Lashley, some big names in that tournament, and Hulk Hogan, who entered in a surprising effort, ended up going on and winning the tournament for him to be able to face Kyle Matthews here tonight.
You knew that Hulk Hogan was going to be the #1 contender. I know I didn't have a clue. I don't know if Anthony knew, but apparently a lot of our fans here tonight in Glendale knew. I'm seeing a lot of Hulkamania signs out in the crowd.
Information on the internet spreads like wildfire.
It really does. Collar, elbow, tie up. Just look at the size difference.
And Kyle Matthews is definitely the small man in this scenario, but don't count him out. We've seen people that are a little bit smaller in stature be champions and be successful ones in their own right. You think back to one of my favorites, Rey Mysterio, and he, I guess, is no different in this scenario either, although Hulk Hogan with a huge wrap-up as these two grapple in the center of the ring, now down to the mat.
Look at this chain wrestling, chain grapple wrestling. That's an old school wrestling match there.
It's like we're watching a high school wrestling match right at the moment. Oh, well, there we go.
The fact that Kyle Matthews with the strength able to pick up the massive Hogan up off the mat and slams him down on the knee, that was impressive. Oh, a snap DDT down to the apron.
I mean, think about the whirlwind ride that Kyle Matthews has been on. I mean, do you think that a couple of months ago he would have thought of the fact that he would be holding the Intercontinental Championship, going up against Hulk Hogan with an opportunity to be the defending Intercontinental Champion going into WrestleMania? I mean, this has just been, it's kind of almost been like a layer cake of astonishing moments for Kyle.
Absolutely, and not only that, but should Kyle retain the title tonight, there will be another tournament to decide who his opponent will be for at WrestleMania. So whether it's Kyle, whether it's Hulk, you know, we're going to see the finals happen at WrestleMania as well as the match itself.
How amazing would it be if Hulk Hogan were to win this championship and then have that tournament be fighting for an opportunity to fight Hulk Hogan? You got to think that's going to rile some people up to try and see if they can best the legend.
Remember, in IWE, there is no countouts. So the only way Kyle can has any type of champion's advantage would be by disqualification.
You hear the IWE fans, they're getting rallied behind Hulk Hogan. They know, they understand how easy it is for Hulk Hogan to rally up a crowd, and he's getting it done right now, getting everybody back into the ring. No countouts, like Jimmy said.
Let's talk about the size difference. Kyle, I think, is like, what, 5'8", 5'9"? And Hulk Hogan's like 6'6", 6'7", somewhere around there. So considerable size difference here.
What I want to talk about is the possible stamina difference. I mean, you brought up the fact, Anthony, that Kyle Matthews entered into the Elimination Chamber match quite early, so he had to last quite a while to be able to win the Intercontinental Championship. Hulk Hogan, we've not seen him in a wrestling ring for quite a while. I'm not exactly sure. He looks great, but don't know if his stamina, his longevity in terms of his stamina is going to be there. I kind of go back to Kurt Angle when we saw him in the last two pay-per-views. He just did not look like he had the strength and the stamina to go long into a matchup. I feel that if you're Kyle Matthews right now, you're trying to weather this early storm and then take advantage when the Hulkster maybe starts to get a little bit tired.
Been working on the neck of Kyle Matthews was Hogan. Well, now Matthews trying to mount some offense, whips Hogan into the corner, down to the bottom. Now ground and pound on the inside, stomping the hole, and now Matthews again picking up the legend, and a counter, and that's the veteran move by Hulk Hogan, and now
Luthez press.
Fury of punches by Hulk Hogan.
Man, I wonder if Hulk Hogan's going to have Kyle Matthews take his vitamins and say his prayers.
Well, look at the Hulkster going down for a submission. Now he got the arm locked up. It looks like it's going to be pretty easy for Kyle to whip out of it, though. That could have been it.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for an angle slam there, but it was a back body drop. Goes for the cover on Hulk Hogan.
Only gets to a count of one before the Hulkster gets him off.
Proves how difficult it is to be a champion here in IWE. I mean, we've seen pay-per-view after pay-per-view. The champion, doesn't matter if it's the women's champion, the world champion, the Intercontinental champion, they seem to come into these matchups having no clue who their opponent's going to be, no playbook to be able to look back through, no homework to be able to do between pay-per-views, and so it's always try and figure out how to defeat your opponent on the fly, try and learn them as you go.
You mentioned something else, Christopher, about the Elimination Chamber having Kurt Angle. And throughout the other few pay-per-views we've had, that Kurt Angle just didn't have the stamina. That's what I was thinking about The Undertaker when he made his entrance into the Elimination Chamber. I didn't know how long he would last. He ended up going pretty far, but ultimately he was one of the ones eliminated, and he wasn't in the final two.
He was the second to last eliminated, I believe.
He did make it pretty far, so we got to think that maybe Hulk Hogan in a non-Elimination Chamber scenario where you don't have 5 other opponents and a steel structure in order to hurt yourself on, then this might be a bit easier for Hulk Hogan, but right now it looks like the stamina's running dry and Matthews getting fired up.
That's a great point there, Anthony. Yeah, opportunity to, go outside the ring. There's no disqualifications. Get a little bit of rest inside Elimination Chamber. There's no time to be able to rest. So that's actually a really good point there. And we'll see if Hulk Hogan, utilizes that the longer this matchup goes on.
Big flying
Oh,
kick.
look at this. Blue Thunder Bomb.
I'm surprised he didn't try immediately with the cover, but he is going to flip Hulkster over for a cover. This might be for the retention of the championship. Gets a 2 count. Oh, not even a 2 count. Kicks out at 1.
I think that should have at least been a 2 count. I don't think it was going to be a 3 count, but referee Ernest Wright did take his time getting over there to the cover.
Oh, another.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, boy.
Underhook pile driver.
He hit it. That's it. Lights out.
Get him away from the ropes. Got to get him away from the ropes.
Too much valuable time being lost right here.
Goes for the cover. Can he get to the 3? Oh, long time getting down for the count. Kick out at 2.
Ooh, Kyle's starting to get a little frustrated.
Kyle has not had some luck with our referees here either, so he might be
Oh,
thinking
what
that's
a big
another
boot.
conspiracy against him.
Well, I don't know what size shoe Hulk Hogan has, but Kyle Matthews could tell us.
Whoa, that was almost done as well. 2.5. Now Hulk Hogan trying to
Look at this.
No.
with the
Oh.
leg drop.
Atomic leg drop. That's it. New champion.
Gotta be it. Referee, what the heck are you doing, Ernest?
Kick out at 2.
That's at least 2, maybe 3 pinfalls right there that have been missed because referee Ernest Wright takes his sweet old time getting over to the
Ooh.
pinfall, getting
Oh.
over to the cover.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Oh,
Bad
boy.
news for Kyle.
Hey Kyle, I'm keeping your seat warm for you. You might want to come back up here.
We've seen the Hulkster do this many times, and now Kyle Matthews is going to experience the big boot.
And then the leg drop. That's 2 leg drops almost back to back. Hulk not going for a cover.
You can kiss Kyle Matthews goodnight, although looks like old Hulk's not done with another belly to belly.
God, that was just with ease.
Kyle Matthews, he looked like oh goodness, raking the eyes of Matthews.
I think Hulk Hogan's trying to prove a point here. I'm not sure if I agree with it though. I think he had Kyle Matthews beaten. He's not going for the pinfall. Instead, deciding to inflict more punishment. That might be his undoing.
This isn't simply a match to win. This is sending a message to everybody else at the back that wants a chance at this championship if he does win it. Although Matthews with the rollout, but he's sending a message to everybody. Kyle Matthews with a up, and now he's gonna slip the momentum. But Matthews is equally trying to send a message to everybody else. He's like, don't count me out. I might be a commentator, but I have fight in me.
Swinging neck breaker there by Kyle Matthews. But Hulk Hogan with the wherewithal to roll out of the ring.
That's
Very
the
smart.
experience. And now we take outside for some extracurricular activity in front of the fans. And Matthews with a huge leg drop or a huge knee to the face of Hulk Hogan is now, I think, busting wide open. Here comes Kyle Matthews with a whip out to the side of the ring.
I think Hogan just narrowly avoided the steel ring post there, but he did hit the edge of the ring.
Not sure what's going on here.
Back and forth on the outside of the ring. Looks like no one's really been able to mount any kind of offense, and everyone's tired. They're trying to. Oh, goodness.
Well, that time he got the steel ring post. And I'll tell you what's going on here, Jimmy. Kyle is trying everything he can to wear down Hulk Hogan out here where he can't be pinned or submitted. He's taking the opportunity out of Hulk Hogan's hands to be able to mount the offense we saw him do earlier.
The cut on Hulk Hogan's got to be split wide open here. He keeps getting bounced off these ring posts here.
Matthews into the ring. A little bit of a breather. Comes back out. He's got to get Hogan inside the ring if he wants to win this match.
Got to watch out for an unpaid ring doctor over there.
And now working on the arm. You think he's probably trying to set himself up for another arm bar.
I'm pretty sure that our ringside doctor isn't OSHA approved.
I mean, not where he's sitting.
Dr. Carson Nurse.
He does have the best seat in the house for a second there, though. The momentum has shifted to being all Kyle Matthews as Hulk Hogan still down on the outside.
Yeah, I think we're starting to hit that point I was talking about there, the longevity of the stamina for Hulk Hogan. Now, granted, his cranium has been introduced to the steel a number of times, and that will make you a little bit woozy, but I think that Hulk is starting to, whoop, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Big arm to the torso of Matthews, and now the pounding. The absolute mammoth chop to Matthews has split itself wide open. Now here comes Hogan with a huge arm.
Kyle Matthews with a big block on Hulk Hogan's fist with his face.
Wisely gets out of the ring, though. I think he's picking up some techniques from the Hulkster.
Oh, wow.
This has gone back and forth and back and forth.
Oh, look at this.
Maybe.
Figure four. Figure four.
On the outside, it's not going to count.
Yeah, but it could still wear down the legs and the strength of Hulk Hogan.
Both of these competitors, both currently bleeding from the forehead region, and you guys know we've talked with wrestlers before. When you see your own blood, it's like you go into another zone.
It's almost as if, like, I've got nothing else to lose now, might as well ramp it up, and that's exactly what Matthews has done.
That's at least 3 times now that he's planted Hulk Hogan's head onto that concrete floor.
I wonder, when does he think enough is enough? When does he think the deed is done and deposit Hogan back into the ring? Because, yeah, champion's advantage, but we keep talking about no disqualification here on the outside. One way or another, the championship gets retained or gets taken inside the squared circle. It can't happen out here.
This is Kyle we're talking about. I don't know if he really knows when enough is enough. He just wants to send a message, and right now he's doing it. He's got Hogan back up. He's got to get him back in the ring, and Christopher, I don't know if he's in any sense, in any urgency to get Hogan back in.
I'm telling you what, guys, I don't know who's going to win this championship. I don't know who's going to be defending it when we get to WrestleMania, but I'm almost wondering that whoever the opponent ends up being, whoever the champion ends up being walking in, if they're going to be able to beat the matchup we've seen here tonight. I mean, this has been almost a WrestleMania caliber matchup for the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, look at this. Hulk Hogan with a back body drop.
This is getting down to the nitty-gritty. Neither of these two men have got much of anything left, you have to imagine, and it's only a matter of time.
They're both on fumes for sure, and this could be the final killing blow.
Under a hook pile driver there. Is that going to be enough?
Get him to the center. You got to get him to the center, away from the ropes, Kyle. Down for the cover.
Can he do it?
He's going to get the 3 count, and he retains the championship.
What a battle. Look at this. Kyle can't even stand on his own 2 feet.
We just witnessed a mugging by both men against each other, but Kyle Matthews retains the championship, and I got to imagine this was almost harder than the chamber match was.
Oh, no doubt.
Absolutely. Kyle Matthews happy to retain the gold. This means he's going to WrestleMania.
Might need some smelling salts or something before he joins us back on commentary. I mean, he's got to be absolutely whacked.
Let's just hope that Charles Robinson doesn't enter the tournament.
If he falls asleep at our commentary table here at some point between now and the end of this pay-per-view, I will not be shocked.
Well, we're going to switch gears now and focus to the IWE World Championship. Sheamus, after retaining in Elimination Chamber, he's going up against an opponent that none of us know. Well, Kyle, welcome back to the announce table.
Oh man, I need a senzu bean after that one.
Well, hopefully.
Well, we said it at the Elimination Chamber. I think we're going to say it again. Did you just get chills?
I am burning up, so I'm glad it got cooler in here.
Kyle, you just last month were inside Elimination Chamber with this guy. Now Sheamus is going to have to try and defend.
Oh, he wasn't. Wrong. You're wrong Elimination Chamber.
I have been in the ring with The Undertaker, though. It is, I don't think they get any more intimidating than that, even though I was just in the ring with Hulk Hogan.
Tell us about that, Kyle. Did you expect Hulk Hogan? How was that a dream match of yours?
Not in my wildest dreams that would have happened.
Now, we did see The Undertaker in an Elimination Chamber match a month ago at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. He fared fairly well. Now he's got a one-on-one match with the champion Sheamus, and this probably came about by just the sheer will and determination that The Undertaker's had. He was so close. He could taste the championship, but now he's got to do it. He's got a chance to do it one-on-one. Gentlemen, this could be a bloodbath.
Not only that, but think about the Royal Rumble winner. What's going through his head?
Rob Van Dam, we talked about, who did he want to be the champion heading out of Elimination Chamber. Now you've got to choose between the Dead Man or the Celtic Warrior.
Well, Rob Van Dam has faced The Undertaker before. I'm not sure if he's ever faced Sheamus, though.
I don't believe so. He might have in a second run with that company.
Might have. Not 100% certain.
Either way, RVD has got to be, much like Nia Jax was earlier taking notes, he's got to be writing an encyclopedia and all the things he's got to do to beat either of these two men.
I tell you, there's just something about the Undertaker's entrance that's just awe-inspiring.
Kind of interesting, though, that I know it's obviously champion's advantage. The champion comes out last, but normally the Undertaker will wait until the champion has already gone out and then use this entrance as an opportunity to intimidate his opponent before the bell even rings. I mean, not able to really use that effect on Sheamus.
Oh, but it's still very effective in a sense, because now Sheamus has to come out and try to follow this. Mind games being played by just knowing that Sheamus has to walk down while the Dead Man stares him down.
I don't think much intimidates Sheamus either. Knowing the way he is, he just doesn't show a lot of fear.
This is somebody who eliminated, I believe, 2 men at the Elimination Chamber match. So
The first 2 men.
yeah, so this has got to be a little bit intimidating in the sense that, we just saw a match where there was 6 men and 2 of them was taken down by this one, but champion ultimately won that Elimination Chamber match, and he's going to try it again.
All right, well, Kyle, you brought up the fact about Rob Van Dam having faced up against The Undertaker. Rob Van Dam has never faced Sheamus in his wrestling career. However, the 2 of them were tag team partners in a 3-on-3 tag team match back in 2014 in WWE. So they do know each other. They just don't know each other as opponents.
Okay, that answers our question there. So
Stare down between these 2, never breaking eye contact is Sheamus right now.
remember, Rob Van Dam and The Undertaker had a match for the Hardcore title back in the day, and Undertaker was victorious in that one.
Well, go around the table, guys. Who do you got?
I honestly do. Just based off the fact he was able to take the championship off Kurt Angle, defended it when the odds were against him inside Elimination Chamber. Now, granted, The Undertaker was a force to be reckoned with there, but Sheamus survived him, and I think that in a 1v1 matchup here, not having to worry about, as Anthony alluded to back in our IC title match, not having to worry about 4 other competitors, I give the advantage to Sheamus. He's on a roll right now. I don't think he can be stopped.
I honestly don't know who to go with. I mean, like you just said.
Well, we know who the crowd's going with.
They want The Undertaker. I mean, do you blame them? He really is kind of in a there is a champion's advantage, but Undertaker, like we said with Hulk Hogan, and I know it didn't play out well for Hulk Hogan, and Kyle, congratulations on your championship, by the way. But, the experience factor. The Undertaker has got almost 20 plus years more experience than Sheamus does. This is going to be a beatdown, but I don't know by who, but right now Sheamus with the early advantage.
And, you talk about the fan favorite. I mean, The Undertaker is one of those wrestlers that usually always appears in the same sentence with WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
Hey,
You
had
got
the
that. And you also got to
undefeated
think
streak.
he had one, yeah. And you also got to think too, Undertaker's ability to adapt to his match and his surroundings. So, I mean, I give the edge to Undertaker, but I honestly don't know.
You really can't bet against either one of them.
I mean, just think about the guys that the Undertaker's had to fight over the years, going all the way back to, well, even just recent matches with Brock Lesnar and Triple H. But you go further back, you think about the mountains of men he's had to take down during the 90s. He had to take down an entire organization at one point. And he also led an entire organization at one point. So, you know, it's a laundry list of just people that he's gone through. And Sheamus, unfortunately, might be another one with a huge neck breaker.
Yeah, you think of the all-time greats he's faced, like you mentioned Brock Lesnar and Triple H, but he's also faced guys like Shawn Michaels, Steve Austin, his brother Kane, The Rock, Hulk Hogan. I mean, you name it. You know, Undertaker's been in the ring with him.
Undertaker's first ever championship came from defeating Hulk Hogan.
Yes, it did.
Think about this too, guys, the way that the night has kind of trended. We've had 3 championship matches leading up to tonight's main event, and 2 retentions, 1 title has changed hands. So right now, the numbers are in favor of Sheamus, but we could kind of go with 50-50 in terms of titles that have been retained and titles that were lost.
Ooh, Kyle, I just thought of something.
Yes.
There's one championship belt that the Undertaker has never had, and I hope he doesn't get an inkling to go for it. And that's the Intercontinental Championship. Yep.
He might, though.
Oh, that punch by Sheamus, that had no effect on the Undertaker.
Yeah, well, we were going over statistics. Undertaker with a huge burst of speed just pile drived right straight through Sheamus, but Sheamus gotten back in the ring, but you want to think he'd rather be anywhere else but in the same squared circle.
The best
Gotta wonder,
pure
Kyle,
striker.
We were talking during your matchup about a lot of times we've had where the champion doesn't even know who the opponent's going to be. You had that here tonight with Hulk Hogan. So you don't really have a playbook to be able to go back to and try and figure out the ins and outs of the person you're facing. You have to kind of learn it as the match goes on. Sheamus has already faced off against The Undertaker inside Elimination Chamber last month. Now, granted, there were other competitors, but does that give him like a little bit of an edge here as opposed to what we've seen other champions have to do in the past couple of months?
I think it does. I mean, he knows what to expect from The Undertaker. He knows his play. You know, he knows a little bit of his playbook.
Oh, bro kick.
Being in the ring last week, and here's a cover.
That it? Already?
No, it can't be it. The dead man can't go down that easy.
Nah, that looked like a bro kick.
Bro kick. We talk about RKO out of nowhere. That was a bro kick out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was. Took me by surprise.
Now Undertaker.
Oh, and another one.
Flying bro kick from Sheamus with the cover for the championship. Can he retain? Oh, goodness.
Oh,
Sheamus in complete shock right now.
I'm in complete shock. Holy cow.
Back-to-back bro kicks, and Undertaker is kicked out of both of them.
I don't think I've ever seen The Undertaker catch that much air before.
At least not in a good long... Uh-oh. What's Sheamus thinking here? Oh, I thought he was thinking a Celtic Cross.
Try, but now a submission on the dead man, trying to work on the shoulders, but Undertaker piles out of it, and now grabbing at
Oh,
Sheamus.
better get out of the way, referee.
Pulling him
After
over
tonight,
the
though,
ropes.
we keep talking about how, the champions, we don't know who we're facing. At least next week at WrestleMania, the world champion.
Next week?
Or whenever it is.
Feels like next week.
Oh, Taker.
I think Hogan knocked me into next week. I think that's what my issue is right now. But at WrestleMania, the winner of this match and then the women's champion, Rhea Ripley, they know who they're facing next.
Cover on the dead man.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, to that point, though, Kyle, I mean, he had this surprise of Hulk Hogan here tonight. Another tournament going to be taking place, as we learned, for the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. So, I mean, you had to, well, I'll put this in air quotes, prepare for an opponent here tonight. I mean, just because of that, how anxious, how nervous are you to find out who you're going to be facing when we get to WrestleMania now?
Oh boy, I don't know. I mean, after tonight, anything could definitely happen. That is for sure. So,
Sheamus really been on a lot of offense here. Taker's got him up and then just tosses him into the corner, but Taker's tired.
I don't think that we can gauge offense. Oh, goodness. Well, that's kind of telling from the dead man, but you can't really gauge just pure offensive, pure offensive offense on winning the match, because we saw earlier that, in our tag team match, that there was the dominance by one team, and it ended up being the New Day winning the match at the end of it, even though they mounted almost no offense throughout the entire match. So don't count the Undertaker out, but Sheamus pile driving the Undertaker. Oh, and another one.
Clubbing forearm. Oh, the ground and pound and Sheamus. That's what you got to do to the Undertaker. Keep him down.
Everybody says Undertaker's the greatest striker in the game. I think Sheamus took offense to.
Wait a minute. Undertaker just stood up. He was down on the mat.
Suddenly the lights went out and he appeared right behind Sheamus.
Well, we talked about him not being able to use the mind games pre-match. He's using it during the match.
That's got to be unnerving if you're the champion now, because
Oh, for sure.
The mystic powers of the Undertaker.
you thought you had him down, but now he gets back up and has gone straight to working on it. Whoa! Could this be? This is what happened in the Elimination Chamber when he eliminated 2 people. A choke slam down to the mat. Does he go for the cover? No, he doesn't.
Oh, I think he might be thinking about a little bit more punishment. We might have a tombstone pile driver in the works here, fellas.
There he goes. Oh, he's got him up. Undertaker to Sheamus. Tombstone pile driver.
Ball game.
And
Force to the mat. Cover. New champion.
And the Undertaker is going to WrestleMania.
Good look, RVD.
This is what you're up against. A man that was down and out the entire match. Sheamus had him all throughout the match. That one was going to Sheamus for sure. And then all of a sudden, the mind games from the dead man that we've seen over the years came back to haunt him. Quite literally came back to haunt him.
Oh, rest easy, Kyle. At least for now, you're not going to have to defend the IC title against The Undertaker. I think he's going to be a little bit busy at WrestleMania.
Oh, thankfully.
Thank you guys so much for watching Fastlane. We've got a heck of a match card lined up for WrestleMania. Undertaker, the new IWE champion. What's gonna happen then? Thank you guys for joining us, and we'll see you next month for WrestleMania.